And to take the keys away from an elder is a tough decision, but we called on an expert to make it a little easier. Jennifer Sockeye, owner and nationally certified care manager of Caregiving Corner, is back with us. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I appreciate you being here tonight. First, sort of a refresher for folks who don't know what Caregiving Corner does.
We provide care management services for families who are caring for aging parents. We help them navigate the long-term care system, understand what resources and services are available to them, and really kind of help give them advice along the way as they're dealing with the different challenges.
And we know that there are certainly challenges.
Yes.
One of them, seniors and driving.
Yes.
This is a hot button issue, but why do we all need to be concerned?
Well, it's something that is on everybody's radar because for a lot of older drivers, it's kind of that last sign of independence, and so it's something that they really want to hold on to. And for families, when that changes, it also creates a bit of a burden for the families that might have to start shuttling their aging parent around. So it's something that is on the minds of a lot of people.
What changes usually occur because of aging that impact specifically driving?
Well, there's a few that are just part of normal aging, so not connected to any sort of disease like dementia or anything. The first one of those would be vision changes. So, just normal decline in vision. One of the ways that a lot of older drivers tend to compensate for this is that they stop driving in the evening. The second one would be range of motion. So if you think about the muscular changes that happen as you age, your ability to look back quickly and check that blind spot, things like that are going to change just because of normal aging changes related to how your body is able to move. The third one is related
reaction time.
To reaction time, yes. So reaction time changes by the decade as you age. And so what we see is the slowing of reaction time. So you think about how quickly you sometimes have to respond to avoid an accident, to avoid maybe another driver who's not paying attention. That's something that's really significant that we see play a factor in whether or not an older driver should be on the road.
So when should families start to make changes about a loved one who might, no longer be able, it's safe to drive? You can still drive, but is it safe?
Right. And that's definitely a conversation we try to encourage families to have sooner rather than later. Certainly if there's any indication that they've ever gotten lost going anywhere familiar, that's a big warning sign. If there's been an increase in moving violations, minor accidents, even where there haven't been any injuries, that's still something that should get everyone's attention. There are different technologies that you can use, GPS tracking, things like that can kind of lower the risk, but nothing's fail-proof. And so you want to be sure that you're on the lookout for this. Certainly if a doctor ever says it's time to stop driving, families need to follow that advice.
And taking someone's keys away, especially your parent, that's a hard conversation to have. Any advice on making it a little easier?
Yes. Well, first of all, get your ducks in a row before you do it. A lot of people launch into that conversation and it can be very challenging. The first thing you want to do is try to do some research on what alternatives you can offer that person. So if you're getting ready to make a major lifestyle change for them, you want to be sure that you can offer them something as an alternative. So if they're accustomed to going to church, have someone lined up that's already committed to taking them to church. Do what you can also to kind of neutralize the conversation. So don't make it about accusing them. Make it about observations, concerns that you have. Couch it in those terms. And when possible, try to get somebody that's a third party involved. A care manager, a doctor, the DMV, somebody else.
Someone objective.
Exactly. Exactly.
Really quickly, any online resources available?
Yes. If you go to the DMV's website, you can actually look up their medical evaluation. A lot of people don't realize that you can submit a letter asking the DMV to request that someone come in for a driving test. So that's huge. That takes the burden off the family.
And that website up on the screen, ncdot.gov/DMV.
Yes. And then the Hartford, it's an insurance company. They have an online guide that you can request for free, and it has a driving contract that's included and a lot of tips for how to have that conversation. We use that guide very often with families. We'll sit down and go through that with them.
All right. For more information on Caregiving Corner, of course, you want to hit up WBTV.com, the web extra section right there under the home tab. We appreciate your time tonight, Jennifer Sockeye.
Thank you.
This is great advice, and hopefully it's helping somebody at home tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Right now, though, let's get back to